What is good with you guys? It is your man's Monarch here, and episode 6 of RWBY Volume 7 is now in the history books, and yeah, this is definitely going to be a night that no one in Atlas ever forgets, because this is definitely the moment where everything got turned upside down, Prince of Bel-Air style. Everything turns up simple enough as, well, everyone's making progress in their training. We see that John is now able to recover aura in the matter of mere seconds, even after tanking powerful attacks. We see that RWBY is immediately able to split her roses in the various different directions, going around a singular object and reforming back into one single RWBY, which shows that she's been doing some experimenting with that, seeing what she can do with it, and using it for more than just speed. So I'm really looking forward to how she uses that sort of thing in combat now. We see Ren doing some meditation, but he's kind of cut off from doing that the moment Ironwood enters the room. He immediately gets up and asking, hey, do you have our next mission? Are you here to brief us on it? But however, Ironwood is here to basically order everyone to take the night off. And while he's doing that, they notice the current standing of the election poll in his hand. And they notice that Robin is currently winning and beating out Jacques. And they say, yeah, better Robin than Jacques winning, right? And if she does win, then hey, maybe you'll be able to work with her. Thing is, Ironwood is like, yeah, that's true, but she's gotta be willing to work with us. And as it stands, given what Robin will say later on in this episode, she's kind of willing from what it seems, but we can't be too sure yet. Now, everyone goes back to their rooms and they're preparing to go out, have fun, do whatever on their normal sort of night off. Blake and Yang are gonna go out dancing with Team Funky. RWBY, Ren, and Nora are about to go to Robin's victory party, which is extremely preemptive, but Nora is on the other side that is saying, hey, let him have this one thing that's gonna actually be a for sure thing and let it slide for right now. However, we also have Jean and Oscar going out to the movies, leaving Weiss kind of being reluctant to choose and saying you know what, I don't want to bother dealing with what Ruby's about to go do or bother going dancing with Blake and Yang, so may as well go with Oscar and John to the movies. Now, on the way there, some points are brought up while Ren, Nora, and RWBY are going to this election party. It's brought up on the factor of, while Ironwood is about to announce, the existence of Salem into the world, they're discussing how he's gonna react when they tell him, hey, I know you had this great plan and all, but Salem is immortal and she cannot be killed. And then Ren brings up the factor of, this, that, and what are we gonna do after the fact, whether he ends up being okay with it or, he loses his mind himself, and it sort of probably goes through that, depressional sort of state, whether the apathy grim had an effect on that or not during the moments of Volume 6. Now, we also get a moment where Nora brings up, hey, Jin did say Ozpin couldn't defeat Salem, so maybe someone else can? And while she's saying this, she's kind of looking at RWBY wink wink, nudge nudge, maybe use those silver eyes, get that shining Amaterasu going, use it on Salem. But RWBY responds with the factor of I don't know if anyone else could if Ozpin can't. And so they arrive at the party to run into Penny and Marrow, who are on security detail. However, they're not the only ones. We also get to see Robin and her happy huntresses there doing security detail as well. And the moment they arrive, we get a bit of this back and forth between Marrow and the happy huntresses, asking, if Robin wins, is she gonna be still doing things legally or not, even within the council? And Robin responds hey, everything I've done has been legal. And even though, Marrow and her happy huntresses are sort of even still going at odds with each other, Robin seems to be the only chill person there. And while they spread out and go their own ways, eventually, Robin is called up to, have a speech, as if she was going for president, things like that. So, she had to stand up on stage, give that young speech, spit them council bars, and as she leaves it, this is where the real big event happens. After she's leaving the stage, we get this moment where the countdown to the end of the election is about to happen. Robin is kind of worried, but her team reassures her hey, you've got this. Like, there's no way you're losing to this Beerus sounding man. It's not happening. Even if he whips out Hakai, no, he's still holding that L. So, as this is happening, the countdown's going down, it's about to end. RWBY looks over, and she sees a very familiar tail, and we all know who that tail belongs to. And she looks more and more into that hooded figure and sees that it is indeed Tyrion, who is laughing maniacally because this man is ready to go on a rampage and slaughter everyone in this room. And then we get meanwhile with Watts preparing to do the most fancy YouTube editing. He would probably be YouTube God had he had his own channel with his massive finger game in terms of like editing all of that to like mend it and to like manipulate the people into thinking the opposite of what's about to go down. Now, as this goes down, she sees Tyrion just maniacally laughing, and she's like, oh my god, everyone watch out! But as she says it, it's too late. The power goes out, the lights gone, everything dark. Tyrion immediately just goes on this epic rampage, just slaughtering everyone in the room. However, no one seemed to be able to see this man. The only one that can see him is Penny with her night vision. She's immediately able to see him. Halt! Drop your weapon! But Tyrion turns around with this evil smirk on his face and just fades within the chaos. Penny immediately just loses this guy. Everyone is just at an odds, like trying to figure out what is going on. No one can catch him. He comes back into vision for Penny right as he's about to get the drop on Robin. So Penny rushes in for the save, tackling Robin down so she can avoid that hit from Tyrion. However, in this moment though, I gotta add, we finally get to see what Tyrion's semblance is, in which, I mean, it's not surprising, but the style he does it in is fucking amazing. It's basically what it is just him sort of poisoning your aura from what it seems. So I mean, hey, it's that sort of thing. We already should have seen it coming, given, hey, he's a scorpion. But just like the manner he does this in is just so cool to me. And the moment like Penny is like diving to save Robin, he turns around with this epic smirk and he's all like, yeah, right on time, and he just dodges, like he hits that run option for a Pokemon, and you know this man got away safely. He's out. He is 100% faded. The lights come back on, and all anyone can see is Penny standing there with all her blades out on some new 13 shit from Blaze Blue. And everyone's just like watching in awe. Everyone is shocked. They're like, oh my god, did Penny do this? She was supposed to be the protector of Mantle. Like, what is going down? And Penny is just like, no, I didn't do this. I didn't. And then we see that while Tyrion was on his like rampage slaughtering everyone, he did get the drop on one of the happy huntresses, being that of the sheep. And RWBY goes over to see if she's okay and everything. In this instance, everyone is just like, tensions have just risen to that point where everyone is just now ready to jump on Penny and just rip her apart. So in this moment, everyone's about to jump everyone, and right as like RWBY's trying to actually like see if she's okay, she gets like hit over from Robin, and like Marrow tries to go in and like reassure her, hold on, like this was not us. But before he can like fully say it, he gets shot at from one of the huntresses down in front of the stage, and this man is just like, nope, yeah, we gotta go. And right as everyone's about to jump them, he actually uses like his semblance to kind of like just to stop time for everyone else, and just tells them like, yeah, know what, bruh, stay right there. Turns to everyone else like, get Penny out the back, we gotta fade. We need to get the hell out of here. So they get outside, and Marrow tells Penny, yeah, we got backup on the way. You need to retreat back to Atlas and get the hell out of here. You gotta go. So after she leaves, they hear the rest of the panic happening. And in this moment, they know Grimm have invaded Mantle once again. So they have to fight off the rest of the Grimm that are here. And that just ends the episode. Holy shit. Now, this was a moment where, you know, it is a volume 3 all over again with a lot of this, because this is the exact sort of build-up that happened right before the fall of Beacon. There was this moment where something critical happened, like Pyrrha accidentally ripping Penny apart. That's when everyone realized that she was a robot, And then Cinder used this to her advantage to be like, hey, can you really trust these guys? And that caused everyone to like go into a panic in terms of doubt and everything. And at that moment, all the Grimm attacked Beacon. And then the fall of Beacon. So now we have a similar thing. Like, is the same thing about to be like have the same effect on Atlas? Are we gonna see the fall of Atlas happen in Volume 7? Now, another issue though I do gotta point out with this is the literal factor of how was it that no one could see Tyrion? How was he able to fade from sight? I know this man is fast, but there is no way in a room filled with like all those people, and some people, from what it seems, didn't get hurt at all. So how was it that no one saw this man? Because I know a lot of Faunuses were in that room. You know, Faunuses that 100% without doubt had night vision and were more than likely able to see this guy. So how was it that only Penny saw Tyrion in the dark? How is that even possible? And also the literal factor of RWBY. You easily could have called out, hey, this is Tyrion doing this. He is this maniacal, evil, insane scorpion guy that's going on a rampage trying to deliver fatalities to all. So I'm like, wait, how is no one calling this here? Why is it that we're on this Sonic Adventure 2 mistaken identity level to where like, we don't know who did it and everyone's assuming the new 13 looking bitch is the one that did this? How do we have that? And also the literal factor of you gotta consider, why would Penny do this? Like, everyone should know, like, she's been protecting Mantle for a pretty decent amount of time. Like, that has to have been the case. So knowing how Penny is, how would you mistake that she did this when there's no reason? There's literally no reason to actually have her go at Robin for that. There's no point. Because at this point, literally, Ironwood's out. Ironwood he already just stopped giving a fuck about the election. He was just not about that shit. He was more about launching the Amity Arena and then telling everyone about Salem. He had his own plans. He was not even involved anymore in that election. He gave no shits. So it makes very little sense for Penny to want to have a go at Robin. It really does. And we also see the factor that after all is said and done, we see that Jacques won. Jacques is the one who takes the W. He takes the election. He is the one who wins. So at this point, while a lot of the chaos is ensuing and, you know, RWBY, Ren, Nora, and Marrow are about to get jumped by everybody, we hear like Jacques in the background like giving his victory speech and everything, like yeah, you know, I'm taking the W, you know, it's all thanks to you guys, yeah, your boy did it, we've won, all is right with the world. But it's like, wow, it cannot be made more obvious though that something did happen with like the election votes, because it's like at that moment, that final countdown is showing that Robin is taking that mad W. She's got it. She's taking that shit simple and clean. Shout out to Kingdom Hearts. And out of nowhere, it's about to switch? My guy, like, no, that's not how this happens. That's not how this works. But, I mean, still, I gotta give it to Watts, where, like, Tyrion's on, like, this slaughter run, and Watts is just, like, mixing up everything. So in that moment, he's making Penny the bad guy here, like, yep, no, my editing game is on point, I could be YouTube God, you cannot fuck with me. Bam, makes the video and tries to like expose this shit like Spider-Man got at the end of Far From Home, which is insane. So at that point now we have a moment of, well, no one is on the hero's side, no one. Because everyone is about to gun for Atlas and try to take that shit down, mostly after Penny and Ironwood, whereas Jacques is just chilling there like, hey, I won. Like Watts said, I got to have my cake and eat it too. this is going to work out perfectly for me. But we don't know whether or not Watts is gonna pull some shit and backstab Jacques at some point. I don't see any reason for it, because Watts can just walk off, do his own thing, because he's not really affiliated with Jacques that much, but we'll see for that later. But the only thing we have to take away from this now is everyone's gonna have to jump into this, take out the Grimm, and figure out everything else from there. And what's worse is the launch is happening, and Ironwood still is gonna try to have to go on schedule and be like, well, I've lost the trust of like everybody at this point, since, you know, by association with this, so given the situation with Penny that just happened, that she's been framed for, the moment I go like live to the entire world and say, oh hey, yeah, evil is coming and she has this invasion planned, because, you know, at the end of volume 6 we saw she was preparing an army, so yeah, like, Salem exists and she's coming to wreck our shit. Either A, no one's gonna listen to this man, B, they're gonna hear him out, believe him, cause greater panic, and he's still gonna get blamed because of all the shit that happened, and he didn't just probably say anything sooner, I can see that. Or he might start to doubt himself and probably not make the announcement at all. But at the end of the day though, there's still the knowledge of, well, yeah, he's gonna have to learn that Salem can't be killed. And that's just going to cause a major detriment to everything else going forward. But what do you guys think of this episode? What do you guys think of, well, Watts formulating everything to make Penny look like the villain here? And what do you guys think of Tyrion's semblance, finally seeing it, even though we should have already known what it was, being like that of poison, because hey, evil scorpion guy, what did you expect, sort of thing. I also forgot to mention, you know, we have this moment though where Oscar is talking like everyone's evolving, and I still have yet to discover like what my semblance is. And it could be possible that, you know, it might be like a dual thing between Ozpin and Oscar that like creates this unique semblance, or, you know, Oscar and Ozpin are gonna have like their own new separate abilities all their own. I'm slightly hoping that's the case. That'll be a bit interesting, rather than just only one that I feel like Ozpin will probably have a better usage of. And also, the one thing that I knew kind of like took me out of the episode, I gotta say, was the shit moments for Renora in this episode. Why? Honestly, my guy, why? Why was it that you needed to have this here? Because honestly, even RWBY had like the basic expression on my face of just like, oh my god, why? She was all like, I should have went to the movies, rather than just like dealing with the whole Renora thing. And honestly, the kiss was way unnecessary. It was needlessly dramatic for like the sake of just having a ship there. Even if like during that moment, Nora kind of wanted to call out the fact of like, Bumblebee technically like is a thing, it's canon now in her eyes, I guess. But honestly, even though I will say like this episode was definitely great, we didn't need like the shit thing there, because we honestly could have gotten more on Jacques' victory in the election, showing what he was doing after the fact, if we had just like edited out the whole Renora moment, because that to me was just pointless. It really was. It took away from the story to me. But what do you guys think about this episode? Do you think it was epic? Do you think it was flames? Do you think it was shit? Let me know down in the comments below. And hey, don't forget to like and subscribe as well. And also, hey, if you want more info on the channel as the weeks go by, don't forget to follow me on Twitter. I'll leave a link to that in the description below. Also, don't forget to follow me on Twitch. I'm doing a lot of live streams there, streaming a variety of different games. So I'm leaving that in the description below as well. So until next time, guys, I will catch you later.